44 Biggest Fuck-Ups Fixed Before Drama, according to Reddit. Number 44. Well, damn. When I was in high school, my parents had a VW Golf and a station wagon. I had the keys to both cars, although I normally drove the Golf because it was a GTI and a hoot to drive. A hoot? Oh my god. Our local mall had the movie theater, arcade, and a food court all near one particular entrance, which was normally my preferred place to park. One Saturday, I did not have much going on, so I drove up to the station. I got up, drove the station wagon to the mall, played some games, tooled around for a bit, hung out with friends, then got in my car and went home. When I got home, both of my parents were gone, which was weird, but I thought it's cool. I can watch what I want on TV. So I grabbed a bag of chips and started watching some movie on HBO. About an hour or so into the movie, I realized, hey, wait a minute. I didn't drive the Golf to the mall, but I drove the Golf home. Oh crap. I realized my parents had driven to the mall in the Golf and used the exact same parking area that I used. When I got out of the mall, I must have seen the Golf, just got in it, and absent-mindedly driven home. My parents were still at the mall, had been for over an hour, which was a record for my dad, and I was certain that my father was in the midst of calling the cops to report a stolen car. I jumped in the Golf, drove as quickly as I could back to the mall. Had my mother seen the way I drove, she would have killed me. By some miracle, the exact spot that my parents had parked in was available, so I parked the car. I then walked a couple of rows over and got into the station wagon and drove home. My parents came home like 30 minutes later. I asked them how the mall was, and my father started bitching about how mother made him shop for the new bedroom set or whatever. But other than that, it was fine. I didn't tell them the story until I was into my late 20s. What an interesting little anecdote. Just hoping everybody here is doing well. Love you all. Emmy says, I spent too much to see a specialist today who didn't tell me anything other than he would have to request my test results and then have them send me on my way. That sucks. I understand. As we roll up to number 43. I failed one of my classes in college, which was going to prevent me from taking a class during the next semester since it was a Since it was a prerequisite. The class I failed wasn't available to take again until the following year, which would have pushed my graduation back an entire year. On top of that, I'm in a program for older, and I'm not that old, but, just out of freshman, or fresh out of high school, essentially. Students going back to school that pays for my tuition and all school fees. I had no idea what would have happened with that if I needed to stay a whole extra year just for one class. I probably would have had to pay for it myself, which I wouldn't have been able to afford. I went to the academic advisor, who looked at my other marks and was surprised that I failed that class because all my other marks were good. I really had no excuse. I just wasn't paying attention to the class as much as the others and hadn't handed in half of the assignments. Didn't do well on any of the tests, and she told me to go talk to the professor of that class to see if there was anything he could do, since it was strange that all my other marks were so good, but I completely bombed that one. So I went to the professor, who basically said that he would have to talk to the associate dean, or our department, because even though that semester was over, there was still a week or so that he had to have all the marks from that semester in. But he needed permission to let me hand things in so late, and I was also going to have to retake the final exam. Jesus Christ. Okay, I think the gist of this fucking story is that he fucked up his whole semester, and within a week at the end, he was able to turn in a whole bunch of assignments late, and he avoided that big fuck up. Boy howdy, my God. Maybe starting at 44 was a mistake. Maybe starting at 44 was a mistake. As we continue to number 42. One night during my sophomore year of college, I came home drunk and really needed to go to the bathroom. I shared a room with two other girls who were both sleeping at the time, and instead of going into our bathroom, I went into our closet and peed into my roommate's laundry basket. The weird thing was, I was aware that I was doing so, but I didn't think it was a big deal. The next day I woke up to completely forget until I went into the closet. Before she woke up, I took all of her dirty clothes, which were now covered in pee, washed them, and disinfected her laundry bin. Luckily, it was plastic, so it was easy to clean. Although she's my best friend, it's been about 4 years and I've still never told her. I'm waiting for the right time. How crazy is that? It's so funny that some people, I get it, like it's an embarrassing thing. You fucked up, you don't want to come clean about it, but you know, this person is rationalizing it like, oh, you know, it's no big deal. I cleaned it and everything. But it's as simple as asking yourself, if someone pissed all over your clothes, whether they were going to wash it right after or not, wouldn't you want to know that you were wearing pee clothes? This is why I don't having people in my house coming in here talking about, you know, I won't pee all over your clothes. Talking about, yeah, I'm just wash them and then you can put them on. Wear my pee clothes. Talking about, that's my pee clothes now. Talking about, yeah, no. So number 41, good Lord. My mom is a very soft-spoken, gentle woman. Only heard her curse once in my life. Very old-fashioned, super kind, so innocent, she's amazing. As a teenager, I was a rebellious little shit, always up to no good, and I had best friend whose parents were super religious. And we would get into mischief with each other often. One time we were out at around 2 a.m. and went to another friend's house that we hadn't talked to in years that went to our Christian school with us. We knocked on his window and asked him to sneak out, but he said he couldn't. He then in turn apparently told his parents about it, and his parents contacted my friend's parents, and if we got into any more trouble together, we weren't going to be allowed to hang out anymore. So one night, my friend and I rode out one bicycle about 10 miles to go to this girl's house, taking turns sitting on the handlebars. We had a reason for wanting to go, but we didn't stay long. So after our long, arduous journey, we set out on our return trip. Not 5 minutes after embarking, a cop pulls up to us and stops us. It's around 4 to 5 in the morning, and I hadn't even thought about curfew being a thing. He called up both of our parents, and my mom came to pick us up, and he wasn't able to reach my friend's parents, so he left a message on the machine. Knowing this was inevitable, forced termination of our friendship, I convinced my mother to drive to his house on a covert mission. He lived out in the boonies, so when we arrived at his house, she had to turn off her lights and drive stealthily down his country road of a driveway. He snuck inside while his parents slept, deleted the message off the machine, and we escaped scot-free. Till this day, I can't believe my mother did that for me. Super OG, totally uncharacteristic of her. My friend and I are still in contact decades later, even though he lives in Thailand. Oh, you live in Thailand. Shut up, Kyle. I am so sorry. Like a little bit sorry, not like super duper sorry though. How you feel about it? How you feel about it? You know, apparently on YouTube, you could just say whatever the fuck you want, you know what I mean? I heard PewDiePie hates niggers, just saying. And also, I heard that Logan Paul, likes to find some fresh corpses in a forest, and that shit's all good, and YouTube would just be like, bitch, that's crazy. Here's why this is relevant again. Some dude recently went out and bought a fake dead body from He bought a fake dead body from like a party supply store. Think of your like Halloween store essentially. And then put that up and was being all stupid and ridiculous with it. And YouTube took that shit down immediately, boy. Immediately. But this other boy on the trending tab get to fuck around for a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Uh-oh. So Emmy says, so since I got diagnosed with celiac, my anxiety around the food has gotten so bad that half the time I have to force myself to eat and I don't know what to do. Kyle, the doctor, was sure to tell me that black people don't get celiac, and he mentioned it like 20 times. Man, Sam, sometimes white people die and talk about black people, you know what I'm talking about? And people need to stop, all right? People need to stop. All right, 20 times, I love it. Oh my God. Just take it down a notch. You out here telling me how to pronounce celiac? I'm going to pronounce it the way I want to pronounce it, all right? Especially since I heard that black people don't get it. What if people pronouncing celiac a certain way it keeps people from getting it? That's ridiculous, Kyle. You need to move on now. As we roll up to number 40. I was about 10 years old, playing golf with my granddad at the driving range. Despite all my rage, still playing golf in this cage. I was doing terrible and just blasting grass cutters up to the 100-yard sign. Couldn't get any air whatsoever, so my granddad told me that we were finished and went to pick up the balls to leave. I was still raging and had a few balls left over. Ooh. So I put one of those balls on a tee. I smack it and I hear the sweet ting. This ball is traveling really fucking far. My granddad is way up the driving range picking up balls, and this ball is going straight for the back of his head. Time just slowed down, and I could see the trajectory ending right at the back of his head. It is the luckiest I've ever been. Just as the ball is about to wallop the back of his head, he bends down to pick up a ball, and it narrowly misses. This is the luckiest moment of my life, and an extremely close call of a golfing incident. Man, y'all are some crazy motherfuckers. Sarah Edwards says the blacks. Oh my God, somebody said the blacks in the fucking stream. I told you, like, one of my favorite phrases is when people refer to homosexuals as the gays. You know, just like a blanket statement. God damn. Emmy says, well, the doctor would have been shocked. He also referred to black people as the blacks, and I was uncomfortable. Well, you know, the blacks don't get the celiacs. Blacks can't get the celiacs. We're talking blacks. Can't get the celiacs. Doctor, you're making me uncomfortable. I think you're gonna have to regenerate. There's a joke. Haha, I'll be here all week, okay? As we continue up to number 39, boy. In my Spanish class, we had to do presentations on country. My partner and I did ours on stuff like politics, modern stuff on the country we were assigned. Another partnership presented before us, and they did theirs on Honduras. They introduced their country as Honduras, the murder capital of the world. After extensive slides of murder and homicides and crime, the teacher asked for culture. They said, okay. So they had to scroll through around 10 more slides of drug trade in Honduras. And my teacher, who is pretty strict and has a short temper, in Honduran. What? Apparently the project had to be exclusively on culture and history. Luckily, we didn't talk about the stuff happening in Argentina, or else she'd lose her shit. We had time to redo it while the teacher had a grudge on the other group for the rest of the year. Intriguing. Intriguing to say the least. As we continue upwards to number 38. Okay, not mine, but a mate. Basically, when he was a kid, him and his brother were fooling around and throwing things at each other in the yard. A wayward throw sent a projectile right into the windscreen of his dad's car, cracking it. We call those windshields here. You foreign bastard. They decided not to face the music and just went inside without saying much. The next morning, the dad, before leaving for work, comes in and says, "You won't believe it. I was hosing the ice off the windshield and it bloody cracked it. Man, temperatures do crazy things to cars, huh, Dad? Holy shit, we're getting away with this." Anyway, let me open up, something about this song is really getting on my nerves. I may have been doing this for too long, which is why I like that other one. We're gonna have to drift into some sort of other songs or something, you know? I hope that the music isn't overpowering me as usual. If it is, let me know, and I'll adjust it for your convenience. As we continue upward to number 37. I took a computer forensics class in college, and our instructor was a legit US officer. Don't remember what exactly he was, but he talked about some awful stuff and came across working on federal cases. No, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, we were learning about hiding text within the data pixels in an image and how to extract and read the text. So our assignment was to hide a line of text in an image of Mount Rushmore, and I was doing this assignment while at a friend's house, and we thought it'd be really funny to say George Washington is a little bitch and hide it on his face. I did and uploaded the assignment. I was the typical goody two-shoe student, never spoke during class, always had a 4.0. I got so flustered after I got home and realized what I did. And as soon as I got to campus the next morning, I re-uploaded the file with some generic sentence. He might have thought it was funny, but probably not. Chances are he didn't even decode everyone's work, but I wasn't going to risk it. Oh my God, what a lame-ass story. What a lame-ass story. Number 36. I used to work as a pool. No, well, that's true. He was a pool cleaning dude working a pool cleaning route. Someday you gotta be a pool cleaning dude working a pool cleaning route. By the way, this entry is submitted by PC Principal, but spelled PC Principal. My God. I had a customer whose pool sat at a higher elevation than its pump system. Being 19 and forgetting everything I had ever learned about physics, I opened the lid to empty the pump's skimmer basket, and a ton of water just starts pouring out through his pump. I frantically started twisting valves to no avail. I briefly considered calling my boss and asking him for help, but think fuck that, because he was a dick. So I just put the lid back on the pump, and the water was coming out with a lot of force because the majority of a $50,000, you know, you see numbers and you just want it to be money, huh, Kyle? Shut up. I'm not doing this with you tonight, Kyle. All right? The water was coming out with a lot of force because the majority of a 50,000 gallon pool was trying to come out through this mini geyser. So I just sat on it. What? I got the lid back on and surveyed the damage, which actually wasn't bad, considering at least 500 gallons had spilled all over this dude's backyard. His neighbor, whose yard was downhill from my customer's property, probably got a little flooded, but nobody ever complained. I just filled my customer's pool back up to the proper level and threw some extra chemicals in on the house, of course. Nobody ever knew. Okay. Okay. You know, I don't even know where to, ugh. Number 35. I broke my uncle's butt plug while he was on holiday in the Bahamas. I managed to order and get an identical one delivered before he returned, and I hid the broken one in a storm drain down the road. This makes me wonder if the butt plug was glass. And it makes me realize that some people live in a life where they just live in, you know, dangerous as hell. What are you doing? What are you doing with a glass butt plug? Jesus Christ. So on this, the list of 44 biggest fuck ups fixed before drama, I'm seeing that there are 44 people in the stream chat. You guys should all like the video so that there'll be 44 likes. That's going to piss somebody off. You know what I'm talking about? And then they're going to try to like debalance that. Do you know what I'm talking about? But just keep it in perfect harmony. 44 likes. Oh yeah. As we continue upward to number 34, started an apprenticeship in IT and was woefully underqualified. I was given the responsibility of maintaining the internet site for our whole department, obviously given a role that's internal, so I couldn't fuck up customers facing things. They underestimated my power. On one cheery Friday evening when half my department had gone home and Sorry. I feel like the music is too loud. On one cheery Friday evening when half of my department had gone home early, I was experimenting on the site, creating and deleting test pages in a hidden area. I got 2 different delete buttons on the same page mixed up and accidentally deleted the whole site. There is no undo. I didn't have access to the changelog. What I did have was another tab open with the same site on it in edit mode that I forgot I had. I hit save changes on the page and voila, everything is back. After changing my pants, I went home and spent the whole weekend terrified that my boss would find out. They never did. Fast forward 2 years and I've been training hard and now I design systems for our staff. Never fucked up that bad again. Yet. Oh my god. How dare you imply that I'm a bull because I'm a bully? You're so mean. You're so bad. Something like Stripes gets off on this whole persona where she acts like an idiot, and then when she gets called out on that, she plays victim. And in some of my older videos, people have no idea that this Stripes chick is taking them for a ride. And they leave these comments where they're just like, "You're so mean to Stripes. Oh my god. You need to not put up with his crap." And then and Stripes just sits on her, bed, just laughing. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Number 33, boy. My work personalizes things and I had someone bring in a $300 gold necklace. It was in the middle of engraving when it popped out of the machine and damn near gave me a heart attack. Luckily, I was able to line it back up perfectly and nobody ever had to know. That's going to be the new phrase of this video. You know how it's usually something like, and then the look on their faces. But this one's going to be, and nobody ever knew. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody. Unbelievable. Number 2. Whoa. Prelude to Tom Morrow said Amber is killing it because recently Stripes was on that bullshit in a stream where I was streaming for like 4 hours. That stream ended up getting taken down too. Pretty pathetic. I'll have to try and re-record it because there were some gnarly entries in that one. But Stripes tells everybody that her name's Amber. She's like, "I'm Amber." And I was like, dude, stop lying, man. So now Prelude is saying that Amber is killing it. That's like an inside joke. There are only like a few of you in that stream towards the end. Oh boy. Number 32. I installed VNC on our computer in the office, which runs our account software for our small family business, so I could access the PC remotely. I did not know what the fuck I was doing and apparently left it unsecured. Look at the PC 10 times later and the mouse pointer is moving. Settings have been changed. I am logged out. Some cunt has logged in. Totally freaked out for 30 seconds before I decide to disconnect from the LAN. Am able to log in. Find not too much was changed. I got very lucky. Uh-oh. As we continue, number 31. Friends and I decided one night at 14 years of age that it would be fun to borrow one of our mom's cars. It was the first night that I drove a car and the first time that I crashed a car. Drove it home, cleaned the dirt off, painted a rock blue, and threw it at the mangled bumper. Friend's mom reportedly came home that day with a story about how some jerk must have hit her in the parking lot at work and driven off. It wasn't until 7 years later that she apparently turned to him one night and said, "Hey, you know how my car got damaged a while back? Was that you?" He confirmed, and she replied, "Oh well, at least the insurance covered it." Oh my God. Oh my God. Number 30, boy. I'm a freelance app developer. I was preparing to submit an app to the store for this client. The build was ready, and I was just about to upload it. I'll just install it and do a final check, I think to myself, and I'm glad I was paranoid about it. The app name was something like, My cat used to have a bad habit of jumping on my keyboard when I wasn't looking. He actually managed to send a Skype message to a client once full of gibberish. I was in the process of training him that he's not allowed on the desk. I can only imagine what my client's reaction would have been if the app got released with that name. Are you trying to convince us that your cat somehow, clicked some bullshit on the keyboard and then hit enter and it saved that name, thanks to your cat? We can only imagine. We can only imagine. Surrounded by your pussy. I'm sorry. Number 29. Being a young, inexperienced driver, my mother asked me to move my sister's car so that she could back out now. Yeah, back it out now. Back it up, sister. Well, 14-year-old me goes casually walking to my sister's car. I get in, crank it up with no problem, check my mirrors, buckle up like a good driver, and that's when shit got real. I put the car in reverse, slowly backing up until my heel slips, causing me to pull my weight onto the gas pedal. Speed up, grab the wall, sending this 2001 Monte Carlo flying out of the driveway, across the street, and into the neighbor's yard. Luckily, in the craziness, I was able to brake and come to a complete stop, and realizing I was okay, I laughed my ass off, but then fear set in, and I got out to inspect the damage. Holy shit. There was none. Nothing knocked loose, and the vehicle ran smoothly, so I casually moved my sister's car out of the neighbor's yard and off to the side where I intended to go, and to my surprise, no one in the house heard it, and I went about the rest of the day thinking I was a sly, dumb motherfucker. Peppermint says, Kyle, that's Freakazoid's origin story. Man, I want to be fucking Freakazoid. Have my life directed by Steven Spielberg when he was gangster and not a fucking bitch fucking around with that George Lucas. This guy's a bad influence. You need to stop hanging around with that Georgie Lucas boy. Oh my God. He got sucked into the internet and trapped in cyberspace, bro. He turned into a freakazoid. He drives the villains crazy 'cause he's a lunatic. 44 likes, baby. If I don't see him, this is over, boy. This is over. I'm gonna take this ginger ale and I'm gonna inhale it. I'm not gonna drink it. Paramedics gonna get here. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, this guy drowned." Drowned in what? In ginger ale, Captain. I'm gonna take this switch. I'm kidding. Paramedics don't steal things, do they? As we roll up to number 27, I borrowed my brother-in-law's ute. What was that? What was that accent, Kyle? You want to start again? Anyway, I borrowed my brother-in-law's utility truck, which is another way of saying pickup truck, but for foreigners, while moving some things. I accidentally filled it up with diesel because I stupidly assumed that it was a diesel engine and had to get the thing towed and flushed out that night, but luckily, no. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I should cry so all the ladies know I'm a really sensitive man and give shits about burping into a microphone in the middle of my fucking stream. As we continue, alright? Put diesel in a truck, had to get it flushed out, did it before the guy knew, got back, everything was fine, and he never knew about it. Here go the whole fucking list, you know, I'm talking about the whole list. Sarah Edwards got her pants off right now, and she's like, oh my god, yeah, Kyle. Say my name again. Say my name when no one is around you. My name's Sarah and I got my pants off. Oh my god, yeah. Number 26. My sophomore year of college, I was failing 3 of my 4 classes near the end of the semester due to too much partying and not enough working. I was able to drop 2, fail 1, and pick up a flexible learning course that counted for the semester, but I had 16 weeks to complete it. Had that not all worked out, I would have lost my full ride and probably would have had to move back home to community college. I still had to appeal my scholarship and was on academic probation for a year, but I got back on track and just completed my master's. Well, ain't that gangster for this guy? I'm proud of him. Whatever. Number 25. Instead of charging a customer's credit card for $150, I charged $15,000 and it went through. I ran to a private office and immediately called the issuing bank, told them what happened, and they made it as if nothing happened. Nice. Nice. Number 24. When I was in high school, I was dating this guy for a few months. I decided to send him a nude while I was getting ready for school. I took the picture, attached a detailed sext, even though the most we had ever done was over clothes touching, that dry hump city, and hit send and finished up getting ready. 5 minutes later, I'm in the backseat of my mom's car and I open my phone to check for a reply. I realized I sent it to my mom instead. I silently freaked out before I realized she obviously hadn't seen it yet, or else everything wouldn't be so calm right now. I saw her purse on the console between the front seats, phone peeking out, and a text notification. I grabbed it as quickly as I could, and she asked what I was doing, and I said, I'm checking to see if I'm getting texts. I deleted it, triple-checked, deleted all the evidence from my phone, too. I'm almost 24 now, and I'm still super cautious anytime I send anything even slightly questionable to anyone. I won't text my sister or something with a curse word unless I check the recipient box twice. Women in technology, am I right? As we continue up to number 23. All right, yeah. I never nearly injected a premature... Ooh. God damn. I very nearly... All right, we stepping it into Gangster Town now. I very nearly injected a premature baby that had Down syndrome with 10 times the amount of Lasix I was supposed to give him. I had put the decimal in the wrong place, and when I did the maths on the dose... That baby almost certainly would have died if I had given it to him. I had the liquid drawn up in the syringe and had the syringe actually in the port ready to push through before I looked inside the chamber and realized how uncharacteristically full it seemed. Yeah, she was gonna pump that baby full of that. She's just like, all right, baby, buckle up. This is gonna be like 50% of what's in you when I'm done. Just like this comically oversized syringe, and the baby's like, that's what, I'm sorry. I wasn't doing like a Down syndrome baby. I was just doing a regular premature baby. It's a premature baby. That baby can barely. Ooh, just continue, bro. Get this foot out of my mouth right here. Uncharacteristically full, it seemed. Pediatric IV doses of anything are simply tiny. I was supposed to give him 0.01 mls and nearly gave him 1.0 mls. I need a very large cup of tea after that. A cup of tea. Man. As we continue to number 22. When I was 17, I worked for the city's newspaper, and one of my jobs was to add up all of the orders for next day's paper so they could print what they needed. Once I made a huge error and they printed off thousands of extra papers, I was very lucky they covered up for me, quietly disposed of the extra papers and didn't tell the boss. I was just asked very nicely to never, ever do it again. Jesus says hello. How are you, Jesus? Just hoping everybody's having a fantastic evening. As we continue to number 21. The day I learned how to make or take apart a VCR and put it back together again will be forever in my memory. I was 14, and like most 14-year-olds, any excuse to yank it is enough. Found my dad's porn stash. Home alone for an hour? Let's do this. After about 10 minutes of my dad's well-worn 90s bootleg porno, the tape decided to jam. Come on and slam. Cue me trying to eject the tape and making things worse. There's nothing like trying to get it out and getting it stuck in the middle of a jam. Come on and slam. Fuck. Let's just say the blood wasn't in my brain at this point. Yeah. Grabbed a screwdriver and disassembled the VCR carefully, removed the tape without breaking the ribbon, and wound it back so it looked untouched. Oh yeah, sometimes you gotta bring the skin all the way back, you know, in preparation for the touch. I put the VCR back together, re-hid the porno so my dad wouldn't find out, and I never was questioned about it. The biggest kicker about it is that my dad is no longer with us. And as an adult now, I'd love to tell him the story, and he would find it hilarious imagining me in a flat panic trying to repair a VCR mid-wank. Oh, what a sad twist to a crazy story. As we continue. Number 20. One day after a night of heavy drinking, I woke up to find that I had shat myself whilst I was asleep. I was absolutely horrified, as you can imagine. I quickly showered, stripped the bed, taking extreme care to remove any trace, and I was just finished when my boyfriend came home. He didn't suspect a thing. That's right, I shit the bed, baby. You into that? Oh my God. Just keep going. Number 19. Late one morning, I was going 68 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. I saw the cop on the side of the road and pulled over before he could even start his car or get his lights on. Came up to the window, said he's never seen someone pull themselves over and that he wished I ran because that would be more fun. 30 seconds later, he gave me a verbal warning and sent me on my way. Lucky shit. And the award for this guy must have been white goes to... Oh my God. I know Stripes did not just write this bullshit in my chat. She says, I'm looking at beetles. Tell me which ones you think are kin with Kyle, okay? Do not write this shit in chat and make it seem like this is like it's normal. It's not, okay? It's not. All right. I don't even know where to begin trying to decipher what that means properly. Kyle is kin with what the fuck, you furry bastards. Number 18. As an undergrad in college, I worked in a research lab for the school's chemical engineering department. My partner and I were making a reactor that could contain hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is the smallest molecule there is, which makes it very difficult to effectively contain. Oh my God, the women are already going to sleep. Not in the stream. I just mean, like, you know, when he goes out to parties, he's got to find a very specific class of, you know, Rick and Morty watchers before their panties are getting wet over this kind of, so we're splitting, you know what I'm talking about? We had our prototype reactor and needed to test it to make sure it was sealed tight and could handle high internal pressure. To do this, we submerged it in a 55-gallon barrel of water and kept pumping air in to see if any bubbles escaped. We kept filling it with air and didn't see any bubbles and wanted to know at what pressure it started to leak. So we kept pumping air in. It didn't leak. It exploded. Fortunately, the explosion was contained by the water, but all the air being rapidly released blew all the water out of the barrel and flooded our professor's lab. There was no drain in the floor in case of a chemical spill. You don't want that hitting the public water supply. So we had to break into the janitor's closet and got the entire lab cleaned up. To this day, our professor still doesn't know about it, and it wasn't even the only time we accidentally blew something up or flooded his lab. And our project wasn't to design the reactor. The reactor was one component of the larger project. Okay. Number 17. I was writing a religion paper for high school, and my mom really wanted to proofread it. I turned her down time and time again, but eventually let her take a crack at it. Thanks to her, I didn't submit a paper on the lion, the bitch, and the wardrobe. Sounds like a more interesting story. Sounds like somebody's going to be writing that right now. Sounds like somebody's going to be writing a iteration of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe where somebody is really sassy. You know what I'm talking about? Ooh, the sassiness. Ooh. Number 16, boy. I work for a credit card company, and one day our main systems crashed, so we had to use the old DOS systems, or DOS, sorry, to access the customer's accounts. So this lady calls and wants to reduce her limit from $3,500 to $1,000 easy. But what I didn't know was, since we were basically using a system created even before I was born, was that I was supposed to delete the old limit and then put the new one in. So because of my mistake, the lady had, for a very brief moment, a limit of $1,350,000 now. And you should have seen the look on my face as we continue to number 15. God, I was an online manager for an organization about a decade ago. I was super tired and working late on Friday night when I screwed up and deleted their entire website. That's right. I deleted the entire website. Bing bong. I threw up a "we're doing maintenance" message and spent the next 8 hours trying to find another copy of the code, discovering along the way that the organization did not have a single working backup. In the end, it didn't even matter. It starts with one thing. Sorry. I went to the Internet Archive and saw that some of the text was there. So I went home at 4 in the morning, slept for a couple of hours, and was back in the office by 7 a.m. Saturday morning. I then spent the entire weekend locked in my seat, grinding away to recreate the entire website from scratch. Graphics, JavaScript, applets, forms, HTML, etc. I walked out the door about 4 a.m. Monday morning and then wandered in the office by 9 a.m. like nothing ever happened. The only fallout was a slow stream of calls and emails over the next 6 months saying my page seems to have disappeared, which I blamed on a succession of different made-up reasons. You bitch. Number 14. Oh my God, I technically invaded Iran. I was serving in the Navy during the War on Terror on my second deployment and was in navigation. Our captain was a little eccentric, and he liked fucking with people, so one night he came on the bridge in his robe and fuzzy slippers and asked me to plot out 12 nautical miles from Iran, which marks the shift from territorial to international waters. My mission for the rest of the night was to ride the line, either to let them see us on radar just outside of their waters or just to give me something to do for shits and giggles. So for the next few hours, I was advising course corrections and doing everything I could to keep us close to, but not inside that line, except for the little slip up of forgetting to account for drift once. So for about 10 minutes or so, the US Navy had technically invaded Iran's territorial waters, and they apparently didn't notice. And I corrected quickly. In truth, it's probably not nearly as big a deal as it sounds, but at the time, 21-year-old me was fucking sweating bullets, thinking I just declared war on a foreign country or something. Whatever. Number 13. This is less a fuck up and more of a near miss. One time before I knew shit about cars, my 87 truck overheated on my way to work. I pulled over, walked into a gas station, grabbed a gallon of water because I knew that when a car overheats, you're supposed to pour room temperature water into the radiator. What I didn't know was that it seems to have been running for a few before you attempt to unscrew the top. The superheated geyser that resulted missed melting my face off by a cool 6 inches or so. Never let that happen again. Did someone actually snap me? Wow. Yeah, I know I'm streaming now. At any rate, as we continue to number 12 and finish off this list, always growing up, my mom told me not to overload the dryer. Don't overload that dryer now. It was one of those fancy expensive ones and she didn't want to break it. For years she said this, and I never took her seriously. Then one time after I moved out, they had me house sit for a weekend. I bought literally all my laundry and washed it in a single load. Stupid, I know. I ended up breaking the dryer. They were coming home the next day, Sunday. I went full repairman, took the entire thing apart, or at least getting the whole front off and getting into the meat of the thing. Turned out I snapped the band, called everywhere and no one had the band. Ended up finding this random store downtown that specialized in washer and dryer repairs. Went in, bought a band similar to that I needed, went home, put it in, put everything back together. Took up my entire Saturday. It's been 3 years and my mom still doesn't know. Hee hee. Hee hee. She still doesn't know. Hee hee. Fucking ridiculous. You know, what am I going to eat tonight? Oh my God. I think I have pizza rolls. I don't know what's going on in the freezer. I really don't. I remember one time, what a useless anecdote, but I remember one time I went into the Walmart and I just felt so bad that I picked up popsicles and got out of there. And those popsicles have been untouched. They're like Jolly Rancher popsicles. And they have been untouched in the freezer for forever. So as we continue up to number 11, that was the popsicle story. Parents went out for the weekend. I wasn't a bad kid, so there was only one rule. No hookah in the living room. You fucking bitch. Easy enough. Smile and wave, promise not to burn the house down, yada yada yada. I ended up smoking hookah in the living room, which had been recently recarpeted. One of my friends goes to flip the coal, and I gave him a warning of how this was the only rule I had, and if he dropped the coal, my parents would never let me live it down. Plus, I didn't have enough money to get my entire living room recarpeted before they got back. He nods and goes for the coal. Next thing I know, the red-hot coal falls onto the carpet, starts sizzling a nice burn hole directly into the center of the rug. I jump for it, attempting to pick up the hot coal with my hands. I succeed in getting the coal onto the hookah, but not before shooting a bunch of embers onto a floor mat by the door. The floor mat was a surplus section left over from the fuck me. Luckily, one of my friends I was with had a father who installed rugs professionally. On Sunday, George, who we now call the carpet whisperer, worked overtime on his hands and knees to patch the spot I had burned. A half hour before my parents got home, George finished the job, left me the burnt, cut out piece, promised not to tell my parents, and he did leave me with the burnt section he cut out, which I still have tucked away for a special day. What a bunch of fucking cuck, moron, faggot, bitch ass friends. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? First of all, hookah is fucking lame. Does anybody smoke hookah in the stream chat? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? It's like, that was a precursor to vaping. You feel me? Hookah was pretty lame, but then vaping, boy, oh my God. Oh my God. You know what I'm talking about? You should see my eyes right now. They're like, really, if you could see the look on my face, like my eyes are just really right. Like, God damn. Sam Smith, you vape. All right. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with vaping in particular. You're not hurting anybody. You know what I mean? To each their own. Do what you got to do. You know, can't nobody tell you how to live your life, Sam Smith. But here go a question right here. Okay. Like this video before I issue this question. All right. Do you consider yourself divined by the fact that you vape? You know what I mean? Do you take videos of yourself vaping and put it on Instagram, put it on Snapchat, put it on Twitter, shit like this? Do you take pictures of your devices that you use to vape and you know what I'm talking about? You know, I have this one friend. Oh my God, the chick has decent titties, so she's gonna be able to slide through life without problems, if you know what I'm talking about, right? Without being kind of, I want to say, brought to terms for her crimes. You know what I'm talking about? But oh my God, every story, every fucking update, every status, it's got something to do with vaping, bruh. And it's like, God damn, without vaping, who would she be? Where would you go? What would you do? What's going on in your life? Oh my God, this is who you are, you know? It's Vape Man. You're a superhero now, Sam Smith. Sam Smith by night, Vape Man by day. Oh my God. Well, I think we're finally on the remaining 10 of this list. So brace yourselves, because we're going to be flying through the remaining 10 on the 44 biggest fuck ups fixed before drama. You like that little puppy? That puppy's my favorite. I love that dog. I love that dog. I want to change my, nah, I like the dabbing courage. Wow, dabbing courage is a dog too. Wow, somebody might mistake me for a furry if I wasn't fucking careful. Well, because I like cartoons, and cartoons often have talking animals. I can't even like shit anymore without being fucking drawn, you know, as a parallel to the stupid ass. Number 10, I broke my parents' car front bumper. And they didn't realize it right away, and I drove the car and totaled it. They never knew. They totaled the car? Well, there you go. Well, there you go. Number 9. Accidentally gave a tiny dog 10 times the amount of painkiller he was supposed to have after surgery. I was so freaked out when I realized and watched him like a hawk. He recovered from surgery just fine and probably felt pretty damn good to boot. You know what I mean? This nigga wrote darn. Pretty darn good, alright? That dog's having a heckin' good time. I tell you what, you know. Pretty nifty time indeed. What a hoot. Number 8. At work, on my personal email, I was emailing my best friend who is Polish. We often use Polak as a joke. Me being part Italian, I also referred to greasy Italians. Sent the email to my friend, looked again, and realized I had typed it up to the wrong email window and sent it to a client. Oh boy. Look on my face. I instantly recalled the email and sent an email apologizing to the client, saying that it wasn't intended for them. Thank God for old Microsoft Outlook's recall feature. It saved my ass that day in 2008. The client never got the original email. Okay. Number 7. I accidentally sent a dick pic meant for my girlfriend to a group chat I have with my 3 sisters. Oh my God. Luckily, my service went down right before the picture was sent. I was so relieved to see a message saying my message was not sent. Would you like to retry? No. No, I would not. Someone said, if porn taught me anything, you missed a chance for an easy foursome, bro. Oh my god. Not even porn so much as AskReddit, dude. We were rereading a thread like 2 days ago, and it was just like, oh my god. Brother and sister in a sex relationship. Brother and sister in a sex relationship. I'm like, ugh. What is happening? You know? What is happening? Dude, I knew this one girl named Alyssa who apparently was banging her brother. Just saying. That's how she likes to get down, you know, apparently. Just saying. Faith says there's this pacifier and it's so pretty. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Ys. Radical dudes. As we roll up to number 6. I was sending a porn link to my girlfriend and accidentally shared it to my Facebook wall instead of in a message. Facebook, you bitch. I don't know how. I must have been tired or drunk or something. We're talking hardcore lesbian anal gang rape porn here. Lesbian anal gang rape. Haha, indeed. I didn't even realize I'd done it until the following day. He actually posted it, but I don't think that's real. I mean, like, he easily could have just Googled that after, you know? I don't think it was actually something worth sharing with his girlfriend. I mean, or her girlfriend? Who knows what's going on? Number 5, boy. I spilled red wax all over cream carpet when I was about 16. Then carefully cleaned it all up using printer paper and an iron. You lay the paper over the wax, iron on low heat, and it transfers the wax from the carpet to the paper. What made it harder was that my mom, one of those really particular house-proud people, was napping in the next room the whole time. I had to do all of it without waking her up. Don't wake mommy. When we moved out, there was a tiny stain still there, but she never picked up on it until then. Nice. Number 4. I used to work at a call center for a popular gift company, and this one couple calls up and says, "We need to cancel our order." I look it up and tell them that UPS already has the order to deliver it. They told me, "You don't understand. We are sending this to our son and his wife. We accidentally put his ex-wife's name on the card. It will ruin Christmas if they receive the gift." I was finally able to call up UPS and get them not to deliver the package. Not my screw up, but dang. God forbid. When y'all assholes keep remarrying and shit, you know what I'm talking about? Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. Put the ex-wife name on something. That's hilarious. "What's your new bitch's name?" "Bitch, whatever. I'm calling her by the other one. I'm not remembering all these names. You've got me fucked up. You got me fucked up." Dad, chill. "You've got me fucked up. God damn it. Get the fuck out of here." I'm sorry. Number 3. I am a vet. The office I work at is open 24/7, but there aren't many workers around from about 2 to 4:30 a.m. One night it was Christmas Eve and I offered to stay. I was there with 2 other people and it was about 4 a.m. and the 2 others went to get some coffee. I stayed back and watched the animals while they were out. Ooh, boy, this better be going somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? Excuse me, my soul is trying to jump out of my body right now. It's like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you waiting? Stop doing this. Stop doing this. Do something cool. And I'm like, I'm trying to get out of here. And these guys are just hitting me with these irrelevant pieces of information. Irrelevant. I was sitting in a room and the wall didn't look the way that it looked the other day. And I was looking around the room and I saw this piece of Jell-O and I was like, wow, how long has that Jell-O been sitting out? You know, it's not even got no wrapping on it or nothing. Ooh, the Jell-O. So anyway, my story about how my dad died. Like, dude, where does the Jell-O come into this? There weren't many animals, but there was a parrot. A few minutes after the other workers left, the parrot started screaming. It started making these hideous wailing sounds, so I went to see it, and it had gotten its toe stuck in the latch to open the cage. Oh my god. Oh my god. I opened the door to set it free, and it flew out. I chased it after, but I lost it. It was being quiet, so I couldn't hear it, and I think it refused to come out. Then the other coworkers came in and I went into a full panic mode because I had just lost a very ill bird that was supposed to go home at 7 a.m. Just as they walked in, I made up some bullshit excuse as to why I couldn't chat with them, and I went looking for the bird. Luckily, it screeched again and I found it and put it back. Nobody ever found out, but I panicked a little when somebody came in to do x-rays, and a little later they yelled out, "Why is this bird shit on this computer?" It's a Christmas miracle. Parrots. Bump and scream in the dead of night. Number 2. When I was 15, I tried to bake a carrot cake. And I think I misread how much carrots to put in and ended up with maybe 10 times more carrots than you're supposed to make. Whatever I did, it became the mushiest cake ever. Girl, I want to make that cake mushy. Like this video. And that's going to be the beginning of your journey. Okay. Of your journey, girl. Guess we're already coming, and in the stroke of genius, I'll show you something to stroke, girl. Of your journey, girl. I told mom's friends, since 2 of you are bringing your babies along, I made it extra soft for them. I also reduced the sugar and increased the carrots to make it healthier. My parents' friends kept going on about what a thoughtful, sweet kid I am, baking a cake, especially with babies in mind. The weird thing was, the babies were hooked on the cake. One of the moms kept calling my mom for the next few months, asking if I have time to bake that cake again. I did try to replicate it, but I just couldn't, so I kept pretending I was too busy. I met her kid again when she was 11, and apparently one of her earliest memories was eating that cake. Her mom told me I was one who baked it for her, so she was really excited to meet me because in her memories, it's some mind-blowingly awesome cake that no cake has ever compared to. I had to burst her bubble and tell her what really happened. Nigga, maybe you put Coke in that cake and you don't know. Coke in the cake of your journey, girl. Coke in the cake of your journey, girl. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Look, we're almost done here. Somebody says I had to burst her bubble and tell her what really happened. Why? Yeah, that's the real question. Why would you do that to her? And this dude said she better learn early that everything is random and her life is completely meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Well done. Well done.
I feel like I was destined to meet you. I feel like we should be close. I feel like you're the male figure that I've been needing in my life this whole time. I'll swallow it.
Number 1 on the list of 44 biggest fuck ups fixed before drama, you know. Okay. I made a cake for work. And accidentally swapped sugar for salt. What are you doing? As I was preparing it or prepping it, the staff... I'm so sorry. As I was prepping it in the staff lounge, I cut myself a small bite, tasted it, and it was horrible. People were already arriving for lunch, and being known as someone who bakes amazing cakes, people were excited to have a slice. Not knowing what to do, I picked up the cake and, using all of my acting abilities, stumbled and dropped the cake on the floor, leaving a huge cake mess, but saving my reputation. The best part was, the boss felt so bad for me that he told me to head down to the local bakery and pick up a cake, and he'd wire me money to cover the expense. You fake ass motherfucker. You should be playing some soccer. Somebody says this is adorable and would happen in a sitcom. Somebody says, and then a Joey type comes along and decides to eat it off the ground. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was thinking like one person like it hits the ground and somebody's like looking at it going, well, if I scoop it up like that, I'll still have a slice. It's okay. You know, it's okay. Fucking guy. Well, there's that list, ladies and gentlemen. My list from yesterday naturally was deleted in my face. Because I tried to end the stream, then start the stream up again. But in reality, it just continued the first stream. And I was playing Zelda, and then I beat Zelda, which was interesting. So, Yeah, it blocked that shit. It blocked that shit worldwide, baby. I ain't even joking, baby. Blocked that shit worldwide. Oh my god. What are some slang terms a 50-year-old can say to his daughter to embarrass her? You know, to show you guys that I'm not about getting hot, big titty, curvy girls, I'm going to work these. Well, let me rephrase that. I am about getting big titty, curvy women nudes. But from the internet, not you guys. You guys are lame. Okay, I said it. I'm kidding. I'm gonna incorporate all of these slang terms into my my videos here. So this question once again is, what are some slang terms that a 50-year-old dad can say to his daughter to embarrass her? And I'm gonna get at least 10 of these. So here's one. You ain't woke, fam. I'm too lit. Yeah, I gotta say shit like that. Someone says, say that verbatim, and if the look on her face isn't just a cray-cray, you know. Number 2, try to mix match slang words as much as you can. Girl, that handbag is Gucci lit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gucci lit. Oh my god. First of all, fuck people saying Gucci still. Come on now. First of all, somebody said do dabs purposefully wrong. Insist you're doing them right. Oh my god. Gucci lit though. All right, here you go. Lit, crunk, fam, bruh. Chill, cuh, bruh. Lost in sauce. People still saying bye, Felicia. Ill. People still saying fleek. Fleek is the one that, ooh. God damn. God damn. This is making me angry. YOLO. Okay. A classic. Classic. Gotta enjoy a well-placed YOLO. Fuck no. Fuck no. I was watching a Sam Hyde video the other day, and he broke character. He was out being an asshole. He was out being an asshole as usual, and he broke character because some bitch that he was trying to fuck with, she had a YOLO tattoo on her arm, and he was like, do you actually have a YOLO tattoo? Oh my god. That's like this one girl that I was talking to earlier. Her name was Sarah, and she was sending me BuzzFeed horoscopes. You understand me? I want everybody to find that Sarah. Sarah, where are you? Where are you? Okay. She's sending me BuzzFeed horoscopes. I didn't even know that they fucking did that shit, telling people what's go. Oh, today, this year is gonna be a great year. What the fuck? What the fuck? And Sarah's like,
oh my gosh, Kyle, you can't tell people.
You need to own up to the fact that you on BuzzFeed, woman. All right. Like the video. I'm not trying to expose you, girl. You the one willingly on BuzzFeed. It's not like you were on BuzzFeed and you realized that this was bad, okay? You were on BuzzFeed and then you took a picture and then you sent it to me like,
hey, here's what's going on BuzzFeed for me. Looks like things are gonna be changing.
You were proud of that. And you know what? In a way, that's kind of like a big titty thing for you to do, you know? People, I guess, should be kind of stunned by your gangsterness. You know what I'm talking about? When you're just like,
yeah, I browse BuzzFeed and I'm gonna send pictures out to people. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it?
I should have fucking blocked your ass right there, sir. You know what I mean? That's some scary shit. That's some scary shit right there. That's some scary. I was so shocked. I was like, is this a test? You know what I mean? If somebody sent me some BuzzFeed shit and was like, First of all, one of the, oh my god, I just reminded myself of Haru. I'm gonna call her. Calling Haru. Ooh, calling Haru tonight. Oh my god. Damn, why is it coming through the actual? No, you're going through the wrong one. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, stop making that loud noise. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Oh, Hadu called me earlier today and I missed the call because I was sleeping. I probably wouldn't have even woken up for this stream if Hannah didn't wake me up. Guys, I love you to death, and I want you to know that you're all incredible, you're all special. Jesus.
Tapioca or rice pudding? Either way, they both look like squiggle.
You know, continuing the the legacy, we'll call it, of completely insane things that people say accompanying the donations. Jesus Salamanca, bless you, my kind sir, I love you, has donated 1234, you know, with an accompanying message, tapioca or rice pudding, either way they both look like squiggle, as the only donation this stream. What a gangster, what a king among men. I am wanting to thank my sponsors for being amazing. You guys know I love you. You guys know that you rock my world. You get down. Russian Guy 96, Dirk Diggum, don't think that I've forgotten you. I'm working you guys into the new image for the sponsors. And also, Patreon keeps logging my ass out, and I have no cell service in my room, and every time I walk out of my room, I forget that I need to redo the whole, you know, have Patreon send me a code type bullshit, because it won't let me log in otherwise. What a nightmare. But Patreon, you know, that's where it's at. And you guys are pretty badass, making it so that this is like a, dude, everyday YouTube scares me. You know what I mean? Everyday YouTube scares me because I expect this fucking site to go belly the fuck up any instant. YouTube is shooting himself in the foot, my nigga. Like, god damn. God damn. You figure they could have saved face with this Logan Paul shit by, like, I don't know, restricting this motherfucker in some way, maybe even taking him off their site, but they're not going to kill a cash cow for themselves. They're not going to punish an asset, you know, and that's fucking crazy. Patrons, you guys are where it's at, because I don't have to be living in fear of what the fuck's gonna happen next on YouTube. Like, if something were to go down, you know, here's hoping that I'd have a way to get out to all of you, especially through Patreon, especially through maybe Twitter, shit like this, to let y'all know where the new monkey's gonna be. But fuck me, it's still pretty scary on YouTube now. Stripe says, how do they fly? Let's, oh my god, she's done it again. She's done it again. I'm so mad. I'm so mad when she, how do I, I'm gonna hit backspace. I'm gonna hit alt left, control left. Yes, thank God. Ooh, I hate it when she does that. I hate when she posts a link and for some reason the link goes into the same chat window that I'm trying to use. What are we doing? What's going on in the world? Thank you all for liking the video, if you did that, which you probably didn't. I really want to know who's lurking. Did people type H earlier when I asked who was lurking? Damn, this thing doesn't go up high at all. That's fine. I want to know who's lurking. Damn. Guys, I want to play a game and just chill with you for guys a bit, but if I ask the question, I know that Call of Duty World War II is not going to be the answer, and I understand that. If I play Overwatch, I'm gonna get too heated because they keep ruining Mercy's character, dude. That's the truth. And I already know Linda rolling in like,
Mario, that's what you should play that right now, Mario.
I feel like okay. I feel like there's no reason that I should. Why you guys want me to play Mario so much? Does that game get Dark Soulsy at the end or something? Y'all looking for some kind of frustration that's on the horizon with that game? Interesting. Weird. I think I was downloading a game called Deus Ex because it was free on PlayStation. Pretty dank. Jesus says Sonic. Oh my god, Shock says Overwatch Hanzo main. Are you a Hanzo main? I don't respect Hanzo. I need you to know that. I need you to know that, you know? You've seen me play Junkrat and you've seen me kill the world many times without assistance from anybody on my hoe ass teams. Yes, that Riptire can kill 3 to 4 people, but when I can finish the rest of the team, it's something noteworthy, baby. Team kills don't just happen in Overwatch, yet I can whoop that ass. You know what I'm talking about? Watch the videos. I am whooping that ass. When I look at characters like Hanzo, I think to myself, without your splatter shot, somebody wrote Splatoon. and it fucking blew my mind. Without your scatter shot, Hanzo, what are you? You're nothing, you know? You ain't getting them picks, baby. You're not getting them hits. So what does it matter? Jessica Cleveland says Mario 2. It's Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Oh my god. What's going on the front page of Reddit? Hey, you want to see a morbid fucking subreddit? It's called Dead Redditors, where people post where they think people have died. Here's one. You Southern Beau has passed by suicide. I've lost all contact with him since the 13th of December after a conversation about shooting himself and multiple previous attempts. It's assuming that he shot himself via a gun placed in his mouth. Not sure if anyone has ever found his body yet, or if anyone other than myself has noticed. I miss you. I love you. You made me the happiest girl in the world. Oh my god. But now that we know she's a girl, it's time to slide into her DMs. I'm kidding, guys. I just like to hit you with how Redditors think, with how internet people think, you know. Pretty creepy stuff, huh? But one of her posts in a recent thread says, "Did you guys have an online relationship?" And then this person wrote, "We did. It didn't last long enough for me to learn about him." Interesting. Interesting. Whoever this guy that shot himself in the fuck. Whoa, 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 whoa. This person posted in the "what's the biggest fuck up that you ever made?" and then, you know, and fixed it before nobody knew about. That's the one that we just read. And this bitch goes,
So I haven't told anybody it happened, except my work partner, so she knows how to deal. In my first semester of clinical training as a dentist, I had the most terrifying pediatrics professor ever. She hated our entire batch, carried on about atmosphere so tense that the anime background music would stop playing, and overall drove us all to the edge of madness. In one of her clinics, I was supposed to finish a simple filling on this one kid's tooth.
oh, a filling, you know, like cream filling. Now that's the stuff. Hostess, that's a fucking old reference, dude. Now that's the stuff. Hostess, dude, that's an old reference, dude. When was that reference coined? It's from the 90s? Hey, where's the cream filling? What is this? Somebody recording a... Somebody was recording the TV. What are you doing? What's going on here? Is that Patrick Stewart? Yeah, it is. Hey, look, some guy's watching. He's playing some kind of Smash Bros. Palestinians, what do you think of atheists? Okay. X-Files commercial. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. Man, that's a really whack-ass looking fucking promo for the tone of the show, you know what I mean? It's like, look at me. Yes, it's time for the X-Files. I am the Dana Scully. Come watch it. 90s were a scary time, man. We need to watch movies together. But I want all of us to decide on what movie we should watch. And that's a stupid idea, so I'll just choose the movie. Glad we've nipped that in the bud. But what should it be? I really wanted to watch this Jesus Hates You thing, but I haven't seen it before, and I don't know if it's going to be good, which is problematic. I mean, it's got puppets in it, so you already know it's great, you know? It's directed and written by a madman, so you already know. Oh, boy. What movie would we really watch though, for real? Maybe a movie that I've wanted to go back and revisit for a long time. What would that be? What would that be? I genuinely believe that there are movies that I've wanted to return to, but it also need to be a movie that we would have no problem just talking over, you know? That's the thing. That's the thing. We could watch bullcrap, you know what I mean? We could watch some terrible movie and have it all be just reactionary, like we can't handle how bad this movie is. Yeah, we'll watch a B movie. That'll be fun. Sarah says a really fucked up movie. What's fucked up to Sarah, you know? You know what? You know what's really fucked up to me are Japanese movies with really horrible pacing, or good pacing, depending on who you're talking to, where like nothing happens for the whole movie, and then one really crazy thing happens at the end of the movie, which isn't really that crazy when you think about it, but because nothing happened this entire time, it's so jarring when something does happen. I'm thinking particularly about this one movie that I watched called Audition. That movie fucked me up right at the end, because it was like, why, dude? It literally made me cringe to the point where I'm like, why? It was a real escalation, man, out of nowhere. It was a real escalation. Chuckster says, let's watch Gummo, Kyle. A lot of people seem to have been suggesting that recently. I can't remember who the other person who suggested it was. Gummo. The thing is, like I said, I don't think it should be a movie that I haven't seen, you know, or that we would have. It should be a movie that's so bad that we don't give a shit just talking right over it. We don't give a shit. So, I mean, I'll think about this, and then I'll probably, maybe even within the next 2 days, try to set up a time. We'll probably just do it in the middle of this stream, you know, or I'll stream like I do normally, post a link to where we're going to be watching it, probably on some other site. Hopefully you don't have to make an account. You can just like show up, dive into the chat, whatever. I'm really wondering if I should do, there was like a, what was it called? Was it the banana? No, it's called Rabbit. Rabbit. Ooh, VR chat. You know, I just remembered that. I just remembered VR chat. All right, you know what, guys? I will dive off now. I'll look for something to eat. And then if I can come back in a timely fashion, I'll try to stream VR chat tonight into the wee hours like a loser. You know? I love you all. Can't get enough of you. Oh my God, look at Fabian Escato say, yeah, because he follows me around in VR chat. It was scary as hell. And he's in like this weird black robe. Oh my God, that guy. Guys, I'll see you soon. And, you know, stay amazing. Lexeus, it's lovely to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic early year, as I wish the same for everybody. And I hope you guys can find your center, just focus, keep your feet on the ground, take it a day at a time. And, you know, don't overthink shit. Don't stress. You know, you could fucking die tomorrow, but at the same time, you know, just plan to make it. Plan to make it. Lexeus says it hasn't, unfortunately. Why, man? What's going on? What's going on? Whoa, Faith. Ooh, Faith fucked this Aiden Ross moron. And he's all like, Kyle, can you say redacted first? Interesting. And Linda said, thanks, Faith. Ooh, Linda. Sarah says, oh, I feel bad for Aiden. Of course you feel bad for him. You know, you should write a BuzzFeed article on it, Sarah. Ooh, I said it. I went there. I went there. I went there. Oh boy. Ooh, Fabian said he's just a dumb child. Oh shit. Stupid kid, said Jesus. Damn. I guess this will be his legacy. That poor boy. Lexia says lots of family stuff, expensive car trouble. I bought got broken in the mail. Oh, a rare thing that you bought got broken in the mail. That sucks, dude. That fucking sucks. You know? Nothing shittier than like people packaging something that's clearly relevant in a shitty way, you know? To be honest, it's almost like the equivalent of having a really expensive phone and not buying a case for it, dude. Imagine some idiot goes out and buys an iPhone X right now, doesn't get a case for it. I think I was joking with Hannah recently saying how if anybody's buying an iPhone X, that shit better be a drone. You know what I mean? Because why? Why would you pay a stack for a phone for real though? It's not going to do anything better than the phone that you already have does. You know, it was a marginally better camera, a marginally better battery for marginally longer life, maybe marginally better fucking space. And now there's filters built into the phone so that essentially this device can record you better for the fucking government. You know what I'm talking about? What the bing bong? What? Oh no, I said it. Oh no. Fabian Escato says, I got my package stolen. No, dude. When? Not Christmas. Please, not Christmas. Jesus says, I'm planning on getting the iPhone X, but haven't because I love my red iPhone. Dude, why though? Why get the iPhone X? I can see in a year, you know, not even a year. Let's not say a year. Let's say when the next iPhone in the line comes out. You don't want to be an early adopter of anything. Trust me. You don't want to be an initial adopter of anything. The only thing that maybe you want to have early is something that in the future will be worth more, and not like long, like way down the line in the future, but almost like immediately. Like people will be really seeking these things that came out initially. You know what I mean? And you could have no idea of knowing into the future when shit's going to be so relevant because the launch copies of those were really the crack rock and everybody needs them now. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, the fact that Apple got people paying for devices that, you know, they're deliberately making redundant. So that the government could get in your house, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Can hear any and everything that you saying at all times. But hey, we're used to being, you know, broadcasting ourselves anyway on social media. In our streams on YouTube, right? It's fine. Apparently. It's apparently fine. Creative Mer says my cousin is 12 and has an iPhone 7. He made a $600 phone bill calling people and still got it. Wow. Wow. He's living that life, Mer. Oh my God. Are you married to a man named Frankincense, Mer? See what I did there? Frankincense and myrrh. And on that terrible, terrible thing that I just said, I'm going to end this stream. I love you guys to death. I'm going to contemplate putting those pizza rolls in the oven. You know what? I've never had pizza bagels, guys. And for as many times as I've said pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at summertime, when pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime. It's pretty ridiculous. Someday. Someday. Guys, I love you. I hope everything gets better for everybody. And I hope they pick up. I believe in you guys. I believe you guys can overwhelm whatever gets set in your fucking path. Just try your best to weather that shit. Okay. Jesus says, do you need an extra laptop, Kyle? Why, buddy? What kind of specs you got going on that laptop? I think the laptop that I have is pretty decent. Let me look at it real quick. Because I bought it specifically intending to game on it. boy, get over here. The laptop I have is Intel Core i5 with 950M GTX built-in graphics card. It's got 8 gigs memory, 128 gig SSD, and then 2 terabyte, HDD. So I think it's pretty good. Well, yeah, no, I think mine's fine. No worries. Maybe there's a family member you could blow the mind of. Just get that thing cleaned up and issue that right out to them. I appreciate the offer, though, man. Stay badass. I really don't know what I would do with a laptop. I mean, I use my laptop in the closet for certain recordings, but right now it's out with me because it needs to charge. And I need to sort out an outlet issue in the fucking closet. So you guys take it easy. Woo, what did he say again? Kyle ever done a face? Oh my god. This guy's just the fucking... What a fucking little bitch. What a little kid. He's so fresh. He's so new. That's alright. Live that life, Aiden Ross. I'm surprised y'all giving this dude strikes, though. I guess he means well. He means no harm. Yeah, you guys take it easy, man. And I'll probably be back with some... I'll play Mario if people want to see me play through something. Because I really wanted to do Persona, but I also don't want to get struck. And Persona seems to be the real way to get yourself copyright fucking struck, not just claimed, and that's scary to me. So I'm gonna stay away from Persona since they went out of their way to block their game being shared anywhere. Fucking crazy. Well, love you guys, and you'll see me soon. Just get a hold of me if you need anything. Otherwise, stay amazing. I'll be trying to record that video that got blocked. Like re-recorded, I should say. Oh my god. End the video. I love you. I'll catch you guys soon.